YouTube, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. We got a banger tuber for you guys here today, as I'm gonna go, just straight into this. I'm not really gonna mess with any of that, but I'm gonna show you guys my Greg Oden build. And if you guys have seen the last video, you guys would probably understand, practically what's going on with this and the reason why. This is a build that's happening, but for the most part, if you guys want to go ahead and check out the last video where I talk about the rookie to 99 no money spent, the all-time Bron squad team that we are doing, where we are strictly doing no money spent. We're going from rookie numbers to the good old 99 overall. It's going to be a lot of fun, so that is why this is a video that's coming out, or why there's a build for this, is because of, well, that particular reason. Because we have somebody that is playing as Greg Oden. I helped curate this build because he had like an idea of the build, and I just practically just rebuilt it completely, or well, not completely, but I took his template, made it exactly how he did, and then I changed around some of the stats just to make it be, really, really good for what he wanted it to be. And of course, obviously, because of Greg Oden, having to deal with injury and not having the best of luck in the league because of that, it's kind of hard to like really say where his ceiling, kind of was because of that reason. So practically what we have here is just what we believe his ceiling would be able to be at. So obviously, because of knowing how Greg Oden was, he's not going to have really much of a three-point shot, but he is going to be pretty decent at being a mid-range threat as well. That's kind of like the whole idea that we have going here with this particular build. So with us not having a three-point shot, we're going to be a more traditional big man, and was kind of also needed as well for the team that we have going on, especially with me being Bosch. I'm not a true traditional big man. I'm more of a three-level threat. I can shoot the three ball and everything like that, and I don't have as great of defense and rebounding that this Greg Oden build has. So let's go ahead and let's talk about all the stats here. So typically we just went with the 80 plus. I mean, mainly with the 83 because of hook specialist being on gold, really. Practically the only reason why, just so we can get, a little bit more extra oomph on those hooks, make it a little bit easier for us to score with it. And then the driving layup only being a 68 because that gives you scooper and float game on silver, so you can utilize scooper layups and also floaters as well. And especially like if you guys know how the game works, sometimes when you are like a big man in the paint or anything like that, and then you go for like a standing layup or something like that, but your guy kind of like fades and does like a floater instead, you can easily have float game on silver with the 68 driving layup, just so you can utilize that float game. Because even though you're not necessarily driving and you're just doing kind of like a backwards fade or something like that, like you just get like a weird kind of like floater animation instead of like like going in and doing like a standing layup with contact, towards the basket. You kind of do like a little leaner or whatever and do like a floater instead. So that's why float game is really, really good. That's why we went at the 68. We didn't go any higher than that, just because of that particular reason. Really no reason, because it's like the main concept of this build is just being able to grab down the defensive rebounds. Especially like with me, if I'm also like on the floor as well. I'm 6'11", Greg Oden 7 foot, so we already have like two 6'11", 7 foot players on the floor, and I have a little bit higher offensive rebounds, so I can be there for the offensive rebounds. And if he's in the mid range or whatever, that's pretty good as well. So he can create like a little bit of spacing on the mid range, but also he has a post control to utilize all that stuff. So that's the reason why we don't have like a lot of driving, but we do have the 70 driving dunk as well, which doesn't really give you a threshold on badges, so to say, but it does reach thresholds on dunk animation specifically. So because typically what can happen is you can get like a 90 standing dunk, which is typically what is needed for some of the contact dunk animations. So you need a 90 driving dunk in order to get the elite big man standing dunks, but you also need a 75 vertical, which is why our vertical is set at a 75, not just because of badges, but also because of the animations that we can get. So it's like, also, unfortunately, because we don't have, like an 87 driving dunk, we don't also get the contact dunks off of that. But we can still just in general get some really, really good just dunk packages as well. Because obviously some dunk packages require like a driving dunk, or at least like a little bit of a driving dunk. So it's like, if you have like a 70 driving dunk, you can still get like 2 foot one-handed athletics that requires 70, like the 2 foot back scratchers as well. There's just like a lot of good stuff here as well. So it's just one of those things where it's just like, maybe you probably won't get some of them or get all of them, but for the most part, also I'm just gonna select this as well, just so I can see all the ones that we get. So for the most part here, let's see. I just kind of want to see here. So the ones that have, the minimum and max height being like, obviously the minimum and max with the 70, it's like you can get the 2 foot one hand athletic dunks. You can get the 2 foot back scratch rim hangs. You can get the 2 foot 2 hand reverses as well. Obviously you can get some also just basic ones as well. So I mean, you can get a lot of good stuff here, and that's what's really really good about all this here. So but yeah, I mean, just in general, you can get some really, really good regular animations for your dunk packages, as well as being able to get the big man contact dunks and all that stuff as well. So it's really, really good. Able to get all the contacts, needed. So there you have it. That's practically the main reason why we have like the dunk ratings like this. And also, like, the 90 dunk rating does give you rise up and precision dunker on gold, giving you a bit easier time on getting said dunks. So then also with the post control, we went with an 81 because that gives you dream shake and post spin technician, and because my buddy wanted to be able to have a little bit of a post control as well, just so they can be able to post up a little bit. Now, if we were able to get to the 85 post control to get silver unpluckable, even better, but it's not 100% necessary, because obviously you're just going to be playing in the post, and 9 times out of 10, if they're posting up, it's probably going to be against another big. So, with the rest of us being like really, really good threats from the 3, pretty much, it's going to be insane. So also, it's like I said, with 2 of us being 7-foot players practically, it's going to be like insane, because then what he can do is he can just post up, be like, okay, well, nobody's coming. He has a 76 mid-range as well with silver post fade phenom. So if he's able to, he can, do like maybe a post hop jumper, fake, doing some pump fakes, or, doing some crazy post moves to try and get an open look, or perhaps, get like an and one situation with an up and under. But yeah, it's just one of those things where he wanted to have like a little bit of a post control just so he can play in the post and do all that, which makes a lot of sense. Especially with Greg Oden, seeing how big Greg Oden was, I definitely do believe he would have been a great traditional back to basket big in some way, shape, or form. Probably not like the best, obviously, with his size and everything like that, but he'd be able to do a little bit of post control, like maybe some like post spins using his strength and his size to utilize like if he was able to develop and not get injured, he'd probably develop a really, really insane mid-range game where he can do like post fades maybe, or like just utilizing all kinds of different ways to score in the mid range, as well as being able to have like his strength and his size difference to be able to back people down using post spins, using the dream shake, drop steps, even to get himself open looks in the paint. So, I mean, I'm just going based off of my vision of Greg Oden, man. And what, like, it's just a shame how many people that have gotten their career shortened in the league that, probably could have had more. But then we have the 76 mid-range, as I mentioned, which does also give you green machine on silver. So at least you have that, man. You also have catch and shoot. So if you have like a little bit of space in the mid-range, even if you're in deep mid-range territory, especially like in the corner, that's going to be really, really solid to have. Just like maybe work on doing the art of shooting drill, getting those mid-range corners as, as like hot zones perhaps, and then be able to just smack those mid ranges down, deep mid ranges. You're not necessarily going all the way back into the corner from three, but you are in front of the line, in the mid range section where there is the hot zone there, and you can just play off of that. And I feel like I did the same thing as well, like at the very beginning of the year, where also a buddy of mine had a center, I think last year, where he just had like a mid-range no three-pointer, and he was just creating a lot of space from that mid-range, because it's like they're not really going to expect you to just take a simple little midi like that. So if you're standing like in the mid-range, they're expecting you to like post up or do anything like that. But if you have somebody that's coming in and they're just going to pass it to you, they're not going to expect you to just shoot a midi. They're going to expect maybe like a layup. But if you have like a ton of space on that mid-range, it's game over. The 72 free throw, I mean, obviously we went with the 71 to get free points, and then that extra one to get to the 99 overall pretty much is the main reason why that is how it is. The 77 pass accuracy, man, I always talk about this pass accuracy. I always mention it. Every single fucking video I mention pass accuracy. And the reason why is because the 77 threshold is so good. I'm not going to continue talking about it because I talk about it in every single video. 77 pass accuracy, really, really good. You reach the threshold of being able to get needle threader. The next threshold that is really, really good is obviously past an 80. So it's not like you're going to get like a really, really good badge at 78 or 79 or even an 80 or even an 81. The next badge you get is an 82, which is 5 whole attribute points to be added into pass accuracy just for one badge upgrade. So if you really, really want to have a higher pass accuracy, like an 80 plus pass accuracy, go for an 84. But if you're not going to be a good passer, or you're not wanting to be like a crazy insane passer, just go with the 77 default, because that gives you some really, really good animation still. You get Domantas Sabonis, you get John Morant as well as passing styles. But not only that, but if you go for a 79, if you really wanted to go for a 79 and get De'Aaron Fox, you can do that as well, but that's just totally up to you if you care about the animations or not. But just know that as a big man with a 75 pass accuracy, you still get a really good animations. You get a couple good animations with Domantas Sabonis and John Morant. Then also pass accuracy being up makes ball handling go up, all that stuff as well. So nothing too crazy here. Now with the defense, we went the 82 interior defense as well. That obviously gives us the ability to have workhorse on gold and post lock on silver. And, we don't get, anything too crazy because obviously, gold anchor just doesn't require an 80 plus interior defense for some reason, which is absolutely insane to think about. Nothing really too crazy on the perimeter defense either, or the steal rating. But we do have a 92 block, which the 92 block does give us gold anchor. As you can see, the 77 interior defense just to have anchor, which is insane to me. But the 92 block rating is pretty good. We also have a super high block rating where we could get gold chased on artist if we were able to get an 80 vertical. I don't really think the 80 vertical is necessary. The 75 is necessary so you can get the elite big man contacts, but that's about it. You don't really need anything higher than that, because we also have gold pogo stick as well from having, our really high rebounding, high block rating, and having a 75 vertical, it just makes it so much easier for us to be able to get blocks and rebounds and stops in the paint and stuff like that as well. You also have to take into consideration that you're not going to be jumping a lot, because a lot of the time a great interior defender will know when and when not to jump. A lot of times people will be jumping when they shouldn't be jumping because they think that, okay, now's a good time to jump. But in reality, if you are like a big man that has like some good interior defense stats and block rating and all that stuff, and you have anchor, you really don't need to jump. As long as you are not just like actively like underneath the basket in the restricted area with another big that has like a 95 plus standing dunk with Hall of Fame rise up, Hall of Fame precision dunker and all that, you should be absolutely fine to just stand there, not jump, just play hands up defense, just play it smart. You don't need to jump all the time in the paint. That's what a lot of people don't understand, is like people jump too much. They jump for joy. We got the 70 offensive rebound, so nothing else too crazy here. We have box out beast and, rebound chaser, but a lot of this stuff isn't because of our rebounding. It's mainly because of our, or I should say it's not because of our offensive rebound, but it's also because of our defensive rebound, and also because of our pass accuracy and post control. That's the main reason why we had post playmaker on silver as well, is because we had the pass accuracy and the post control. The post control is really, really necessary as well. So defensive rebound, we have a 92, which does give us our rebound chaser on gold. But then also we do have, the high enough rebounding and everything as well for us to have box out beast on gold. And then, like I mentioned, us having pogo stick as well, which, as you can see, we needed a 93 block. But instead of going with the 93 block, we went with obviously the 91 defensive rebound, which gave us pogo stick. Then the 92, defensive rebound gave us rebound chaser on gold. So it's pretty good there. The 66 speed, man, if we were able to get an 80 vertical, we'd get chase on artist, but I don't really think it's anything too crazy. The speed being as high as it is just so we can get up and down the court a little bit faster, especially like, getting back on defense, man. Getting back on defense is super, super important. So having the speed as high as it is for a 7-footer that's 250 pounds, really, really good. Same thing, same concept with acceleration, where it's like we have a 56, it's maxed out pretty much. But hey, we do have spot finder. It's only on bronze, but hey, at least we have it. The 90 strength is really, really good. It's a really good threshold because we get brick wall on gold and a movable enforcer on gold. A movable enforcer is really, really good here. And also the 90 strength is what gives us the ability to possibly get a Hall of Fame box out beast if we were able to get the 93 defensive rebound, in which, you possibly can. If you bring, obviously, your offensive rebound down a bit, you can get box out beast on Hall of Fame. So there you go. You can just easily do that as well. It's just totally up to you. I just went with the 70 threshold because it just looked better, and also it's just nice when it's evened out. I'm not gonna lie, I have OCD. It might not be like the most extreme case of OCD ever, but obviously I have OCD, and I hate when, these things are like just like the only time that I really like them being just like out of position, like 92 and 93, is when it reaches badge thresholds. It was like a 76 just looks dumb to me. It's like just bring it up to a 70. Let's just call it a day. But yeah, other than that, 90 strength, giving us, post lockdown on silver, at least getting immovable enforcer, as I mentioned, back down punisher on gold, fearless finisher. We get bulldozer as well, which is pretty damn solid. So yeah, pretty solid there. 75 vertical, as I mentioned before, pretty much just there for, the animations, but also there because we also have pogo stick, rise up, aerial wizard on gold as well, so you can catch those standing lobs, which is pretty damn solid. And then also chase down artist on silver. Then we have the maxed out 97 stamina rating, so we can get workhorse on gold. But not only that, but because, maxed out stamina is kind of important in this game. But there you guys have it. That is practically the Greg Oden build, man. As you can see, shades of Greg Oden. Shout out to Greg Oden, man. actually played with LeBron, which is the whole reason why we have this build here, is because, you know, when making LeBron teammates, we found out Greg Oden played with LeBron. And yeah, a buddy of mine came up with a build. I just kind of reworked it to make it a little bit better when it comes to the thresholds for everything and the animations. So there you have it. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video. Hope that you guys enjoyed. And if you guys have any recommendations in the comment section down below, obviously I have like maybe a couple recommendations already by this point. So if there's any recommendations that you guys see in the comments, just know that I'm probably already working on it by the time that you guys actually see this video. So yeah, because I know I'm like mass recording a ton of videos and all that stuff. So keep in mind, if you guys have requested a build recently, just know that obviously those builds will be coming soon, since I'm mass recording a ton of these. So you'll probably see like a lot of these LeBron builds, or LeBron teammate builds, I should say, the LeBron squad builds first, and then afterwards you'll be able to see the the other recommended builds that you guys wanted to see. But anyway, that's going to be it for me. Hope that you guys enjoyed. I'll see you all in the next one. Later, everybody.